Hey guys, so this is probably going to be one of my most awkward videos that I will ever make, and we're just gonna bear with it. The reason why I wanted to do this in English is because I'm going to talk about my au pair experience and my experience living abroad, and I'm so nervous. Well, I'm never get nervous for videos anymore. I have like 5 videos on my channel, but I am so nervous today. And I am born and raised in Sweden, so I obviously speak Swedish and I do speak English, but I am not as nearly as good as I am in my native language, obviously, so please bear with me. I am scared. I don't know, not scared, like obviously I could just do this video in Swedish, but I am nervous. Like, I have been wanting to film this video since I came home. This video means a lot to me. It is very special to me, but I'm gonna like kind of do it in a couple parts. So I'm gonna start with the introduction, why I went, what agency, just like briefly, and then I'm gonna go over to the juicy stuff, like my experience. So let's get on with the video. So, to introduce myself, and I'm sorry if you guys are hearing any background noise, my boyfriend is doing the dishes right now, and I'm gonna scooch a little to the side because I'm gonna insert some pictures of like moments of my journey right here. So let me just like decenter myself. Okay, so who am I? My name is Lisa. I am 22 years old. I live in Sweden. I was born and raised here. The reason why I wanted to go abroad, after I finished high school, which was in 2018, as many other teenagers, or like I'm an adult then, many other young adults want to do after they graduate high school, especially in Sweden. That's a big thing that a lot of people do. I wanted to move abroad, and I loved America. I had this kind of dream, and this kind of like the American dream. I always had that picture of the States, and don't get me wrong, I still love America, but there's a lot of things that is messed up with that country. So, I think in like December of 2018, I decided that I wanted to, or sorry, December 2017, I wanted to move abroad. So I looked into being an au pair, and I didn't really know, well, I'm sorry, I did know what being in an au pair was. And I just want to kind of clarify that I was, like, I've been to the States before. I was there in I was younger, like 2007. And then I have my grandmother and my aunt lives there. So they're not my blood aunt or grandmother, but like they're my family. So they live in Wisconsin and New Mexico. And I've been there before, and they have been here, and like I have family there. I was familiar with the States, but I had never, obviously I didn't grow up there. My mom went to high school there. So I applied through an agency, and the agency I went with was Au Pair in America, which I'm very, very pleased with. I think they are a great agency, but I was really, really pleased with them. And I'm not saying that because I work for them. I'm saying that because I am, and I was, and I would recommend 100% anybody who want to go with them that you should, because they're really great. I'm gonna link all the links to the agency I went with down below in the description box, so just go check that out. When I was done with my application and all of that, I went into the matching process, which is a really long process, and it's hard. Like, it's like interviews back to back with families through Skype back in the day when we were using Skype before Corona. And the Skype interviews, I used to be so nervous before those. I was like literally shaking, but they were all fine. Like, the families were fine, and that just felt right. Like, it just felt in my guts like this is the family I am supposed to live with. And they were the most adorable family. They are the most adorable family. And after that conversation, our first conversation, everything kind of just spiraled. Like, not spiraled in a bad way, like in a good way. It was all, everything just went so fast. And all of a sudden I matched with a family and I was moving to Chicago. And after you know, having a bunch of conversations with them and just kind of getting into this is the schedule, this is the kids that I was going to take care of were 3 kids, like fairly young. The oldest was 12, and I kept like a spreadsheet in my phone where I like wrote about all the families. I actually like talked to a family in Texas for a long time. They had like 4 babies, like 4 babies, and there were gonna be 2 au pairs. But like, now I'm really thankful I didn't match with them, because like 4 babies, like, oh girl. Fast forward, I moved to the States 2018, July of 2018. I was terrified, but it was all fine. I flew with 2 other girls. They are so nice, and we had a great time. And then we landed in New York with the jet lag, and it was a mess. And then you stay at a training school. I stayed at a training, it's gonna be different from agency to agency, but the agency I flew with, we stayed at a training school in New York, like in the middle of New York. So imagine going from like your home country to staying in the middle of New York. Like, oof, oh child. And after we landed in like a training school, you get, I think we landed at night time. I don't know, we went like straight to training school, and then we got our roommates. So we were 3 people that stayed at the same room. And I know I stayed with a Brazilian girl. Like, I didn't really talk to her, like she was older and I don't know. And then I stayed with my best friend. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. Ola, from Poland. And you kind of stay with the people that you're gonna live close to, which was really, really nice. And the hotel we stayed at was really nice. Like, it was like a fancy hotel. But I was super jet lagged, so I couldn't sleep or anything. And then there are these classes that you have to go to, and it's like packed. Like, you're there from like Monday to Wednesday, and it's like classes back to back to back. It's tough. And I remember the one thing that I was like, this is really strange, is the air conditioner. The air conditioning was so cold. Like, I was freezing. And I know I talked to like some girl from like Argentina, and she was like, yeah, this is bad. Like, and Sweden is like a modern, I'm not saying Argentina isn't a modern country, but Sweden is like a modern, like high-tech, rich country. Like, why do you guys have that air conditioning? Like, it's so cold. We stayed at training school for a couple days, and I remember I got this little gift basket from my host family, and it was so sweet. Like, they called me, they were like, Elsa, you have a gift. And I was like, I have a gift? What? But it was so sweet. And yeah, I'm gonna just mention that my first name is Elsa, so that's why. I flew out to Chicago. It was like a 3 or 2 hour flight. It was really easy and simple. And then I was met by at the airport by these signs that said welcome home. and I just felt like this is right. Like my heart was so full and I was so excited, and I honestly couldn't have asked for a better welcome. It was awesome. I was obviously scared and I was obviously terrified, but despite that, they just made me feel so comfortable and so welcomed. And I know that's not the case with everyone, but at the beginning it was all really, really great. And I was I was so thankful. Okay, so if my camera angle is a little different, it's because my camera got like overheated. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna go back into it. So I don't remember where I left off, but after I came to the family, we were actually going to Michigan. So the family I stayed with, they lived in a really small suburb. Not like super small, but like a medium-sized suburb out of Chicago. So I didn't live in the city, but I lived in a suburb that was a really nice suburb. Like you could tell these people were like nice. Like I'm not talking, like my family was obviously super nice, but like the people that lived there, it was like a rich area. And I'm not gonna post any pictures, unfortunately, of the kids in this video. They didn't ask to be in this video, so I'm not gonna put them in this video. I love you guys. If you're watching this, I love you, and I miss you guys so much. Either way, let's continue with the video. And yeah, so the first couple of weeks just kind of was like settling in and getting kind of used to the time difference and the jet lag and kind of the family and the kids, because that is obviously like the main core of being an au pair. I don't even know if I said what an au pair was, but an au pair is a nanny. It can be a guy or a girl that comes from a foreign country. I think it's like all over the world, and that lives with a host family and takes care of their kids. You can work, the agency I went with, you can work a maximum of 45 hours a week, and you have to have a full weekend off each month, and you get like a salary. You get 200 or like 195 bucks a week or something like that. I am going to insert some clips of me au pairing and of some of the stuff I used to do. I did film a lot of video clips when I was there, but I didn't post any. I think I posted one video that I have private in now because it was really awkward, as all my videos are, but it was like next level awkward. And that one, I might like insert some clips of me doing what I used to do. But yeah, and it all kind of just like moved on from there. Like you get into it more and more. You know, as a nanny, you kind of come and go, but as an au pair, you live there. So you're never really off work. Like you're always working, but at the same time, you're not working because you want to spend time with the family. You want to bond with the family because you're going to live there. But at the same time, you have to have your own privacy and you have to have your own kind of sense of self. I lost that part of me. I kind of lost my identity, and I think that was a really unhealthy thing for me. I love my host family. I think that they did the best they could, and I really appreciate everything they did for me, and I think we were a great fit, and I think that I wasn't ready. What I mean by that I wasn't ready is even if I was 20 years old, I think I needed like 6 months or a year of just kind of de-stressing, just kind of not having any kind of responsibilities. I think I needed a year of being young. I could have used some growth as an individual, and I think if I just waited like a year or two, that would that would have been perfect. But at the same time, it was honestly the best thing I've ever done. So it's like, I wouldn't take it back for anything. Because I honestly had the best year. I feel like I'm losing my structure in this video, but I honestly had the best year and I had the best time. And I think Ola, my best friend, she helped me so much. Like without Ola, girl, I think it is so important to make friends. I had a bunch of Swedish friends as well. Shout out to you guys. You guys know who you are. You are amazing. Thank you guys for bringing me to IKEA. We had a lot of IKEA trips to feel kind of that connection to your home country. I think making friends is super important as an au pair. And I went to college as well. I went to university. I went to Trinity International University, I think it's called. It was a super religious school, and it's getting dark, so now the lighting is super orange. Yeah, but it was a super religious school, which was kind of like frightening. I am Christian, like I'm religious, but I'm not like that religious, so that was kind of a struggle. I think that was a more culture shock than like moving to the States. But I met a lot of amazing people at school. As the video is getting so long, but like I said in the beginning, it is so difficult to kind of explain because I have so many thoughts. I went to LA where my lovely, amazing, beautiful friend Emmy lives. She lived with me first at the suburb I lived at, but then she moved to LA, and we went to Vegas. Like I said, I didn't really travel. I went to New York. You become so dependent on that family. You know, you eat their food, you sleep in their house, you have their keys, you drive their car. Like I don't want to scare anybody. Like honestly, I feel like I do, but like I think if you're like an exchange student, or if you go on like a trip, you still have that independence, but it's very different. You are gonna be broke. Like being an au pair, you're not making a lot of money. Like a factor that kind of comes in is your standard of making money before being an au pair, and your standard of living and what you're used to, freedom, whatever country you come from. All of those factors are important factors to kind of factor in. How many times can I say factor? Oh. And I want to like finish this video with the good things. So the best thing about being an au pair and moving abroad, it's gonna be an adventure, and it's gonna be an adventure that you will never forget. It's gonna be the most amazing, hopefully, experience. You are gonna grow. Like you're gonna grow into a new independent, strong, fearless individual. And you're gonna challenge yourself, and you're gonna do things you never thought you were able to do, and you're gonna succeed. And like I would never ever take this experience back. I wouldn't do it again. You are gonna get a second family, hopefully. In my experience, I love my host family and I love my host kids. Like, I woke up every day thankful and happy that they were my host kids. And to this day, I have so much love for them. And I think the best thing of all is the friends you're gonna make. I just wanna say that this was obviously my experience. This was the way I thought it was. And I wanna put a huge thank you for you guys for watching, and if you made it to the end of this crazy video, thank you guys. I appreciate you, and a huge thank you to my host family. If you guys are watching this, I love you and I'm super thankful, and I miss you guys, and I hope to come visit soon. So take care, do it, you're not gonna regret it. Like, go. It's gonna be a lot of hard work. It's gonna be a lot of hard work, but you are going to grow and you're gonna be the most amazing human being. So I love you guys. Take care, and let me know if you guys like these English videos. I probably won't do it again because I feel super awkward all the time, but it's fine. I love you guys and take care.